Folks, I am back. Hang on a second. Yep, we're back. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties here with the internet. Our internet is just unbelievable here today. There must be weather coming because that's usually what happens. So I was in the middle of that 3 a.m. to 5 p.m. wake up from the dog. I ignore the 5 p.m. and at 3 a.m. I want to know what's going on, and then I'll get the dog out for a quick potty break if needed, but it goes right back in a crate. And if it's not sleeping in a crate, there's your issue. Teach the dog to sleep in a crate, not in your bed or in a bed beside your bed tied. Okay, she's 8 years, so she's got, and 8 years old, you might want to check that there's no health issues going on either. There could be some health issues happening again. Yeah, sorry, Alicia, ask your question again, please. 6-month-old potty trained now pees and poops on the furry rug. Woo! Yeah, that's not good. So that's freedom. That's too much freedom in the house. So I would have the dog tethered to you. You do what we call a reverse potty. So you take the dog outside, it goes to the bathroom. If it doesn't, it comes back in, it goes right back in the crate. Not allowed to have any freedom in the house at all until it learns that the only thing it's supposed to do in the house is hang out with you. So if you got her checked, yeah, so at 3 a.m. she could be looking for attention. Yeah, separation anxiety. You can bring her in the bedroom if you want to. I don't know where she sleeps. But you have to, at 8 years old, it's going to be tough to ignore that. The other thing you could do is put a bark collar on. Nothing is working. So what do you mean by nothing? What all have you tried? You know, why don't you send me a message and maybe we could book it. The other thing, you can go into my bio and book a session and we can talk about that, because we could go back and forth on this and that and the other thing. She sleeps in your bedroom, she's waking up at 3 a.m. Then there's a whole bunch of other things going on there. So send me a DM, and also be sure to type relevant in the comments, and you'll get linked directly to the 10 things to do to have a well-behaved dog without training your dog. You may find something in there as well. So Jenny Lemmy, how to increase food drive. I'm doing a dopamine box, introduced yummy food when I added loud sounds. Okay, you're trying to desensitize to loud sounds. I don't want normal kibble during this training, for sure. Yeah, how to increase food drive is don't feed her the kibble. Like, just feed her when you're training, so that she recognizes that there's an association between the working and the reward with food. A lot of people tend to keep their regular diet with the dog and then expect the dog to want treats. That's like eating a full lunch and then going out for dessert. You know, you can only do that so often, and then you get like, I want to throw up. So my suggestion on that is to cut down or eliminate the kibble for meals, and do all of your feeding through the box, so that she'll learn that's where it is. You just got to. It takes time and patience. There's no magic wand there. That's where I would start with that. Okay, let me go back and make sure I haven't missed anything here. I talked about that one. Yeah, Alicia, BO2, please ask your question again. I'll scroll back here and see if I can see it. And all of a sudden, things just go. We're like freaking... Don't get me started on the quality of our internet here. Woo! We can put men on the moon, but we can't put internet in a valley. Here we are for a reaction, and sometimes barks and pulls them. So I missed the first part of your question, though. Leash reactivity? I'm not sure. I missed the first part of your question. So this is an interesting, I'm going to make some assumptions here because we have to move on, but Alicia B, for a reaction, she sometimes barks and pulls to them, to a dog or to a person. The point is this: I had a really excellent lesson just last week, and there's a video series that we're putting together that's going to go up for you people to see, particularly if you subscribe to Your Dog Thinks, as well as go into my bio and click on the link there for the Stand Store, and there's all kinds of cool stuff in there. You can subscribe to Instagram, so you're going to all these bits and pieces in this clicking in and clicking out, and all the nonsense that happens here while we're live gets eliminated, and we just put the questions and the answers in the subscription. You can return there as often as you want and stay as long as you want and scroll through as many things as you want. There's all kinds of videos in there. There's at least 50 questions and answers in there, and they're specific, and you'll see your one in there. And we also sometimes drop in special little clips, like some of the clips I had from our road trip, dogs on the beach, etiquette on the beach, those kinds of things. In addition, we've got the video library, Your Dog Thinks, for some of the stuff that we're talking about here, like leash manners. So she reacts if she sees something, and then you say she sometimes barks and pulls to them. Well, how can she pull to them? If she pulls to them, it's because you're following her. And don't follow her. Expect it to happen. And what I do with that is I have the leash braced against my waist, and I anchor my feet. so that the dog cannot pull. If anything, I'll turn away from that thing so I can get going in the opposite direction, and the dog just comes with me. And eventually they can lose their mind all they want. And eventually they're beside me. You go, oh, great. And as Tracy Franken said last week, don't do that. You just look at us, don't do that. No, we're not doing that today. I'll often say, hey, no, not today. And then I just anchor and go. Dog follows me. I don't follow them. So if she's barking and pulling towards them, it's because you're hanging on for dear life and she's just leaning into it. So you might want to get some professional help to get some training on how to get better leash manners with the dog. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions here on Facebook or through YouTube, or if you can. Anyway, type your comments there. Maybe I've got them shut off somehow. I don't know. I'm not really liking this restream thing, tell you. Okay, hey Kate, good to see you here. Yes. Okay, let me see. How do you stop guarding a certain person in the house? Need more context there, Sarah Marie, 8170. What guarding, how old is the dog? What breed is it? And is it the same person all the time? Like, what's going on there? I generally, my Pomeranian used to get really upset if we hugged each other, right? My husband and I hugged each other. And my Malinois would sometimes come between me and somebody I'm talking to. So what I do is I step in front of them. And if they're guarding a person, I might step between the person and the dog and move them out. And if you think you're going to get bit, teach the dog to wear a muzzle. Or have a drag line on the dog so that you can pick the leash up and say, let's go, and then claim that person back. And I actively claim them, put my arm around them. Yeah, this is mine. Good. Hey, how you doing? And then the dog, no, you go over there. Send them to place, give them a job, give them to do something else. But you have to be consistent. If it's the same person that they're guarding, you want to be ready for it, you want to expect it, and you have to be consistent so that you know that that's coming, and you can demonstrate to the dog through your body language, not just by saying, stop that, go away, but you can say, stop that, no, this is mine. I'll go to the person, I'll go, this is mine, and it's not yours. You need to move, and I'll teach them the place command, and I have to send them to their place. That's how I do it. I hope that helps. Okay, let me see, we got anything, have I missed anything here? I'm gonna go into my assistant on the restream here because I'm not having much luck here. Okay. Oh, here we are. Okay, this is where I dropped off before. From Live Life and Smile 86, I have a question. I have a 2.5-year-old Great Dane, and every time I try to put his harness on to take them out, it says take them out for a walk, he screams and he pees all over the place. I need help. Holy smokes. Woo. So why are you wearing a harness? That might be my first question. Why a harness? Why not just get I don't have any tools here because I am in a different office, but I just put a slip lead over his head and away we go. Or just come around under his neck, clip, away we go. Stop wearing the harness. Simple. That would be, I would start. I hate harnesses to start with. I think they're tools to teach pulling. So I would have a slip lead. You can get a rigid one, start like a rope type one. Or make it out of the hand, take the leash, put the clip of the leash through the handle, and then you've got a loop over the dog's head. Boom. And then give him as you're doing that, hey Fido, here you go. As he goes to reach for the cookie, the leash goes over his head, and in you go. That's how I do it. If you go, if you're a subscriber to Your Dog Thinks, you'll see in there we talk a lot about that, how to put a slip collar on the dog. And you can look my YouTube channel. There's some videos in there on how to put a slip collar on the dog. That's what I would get rid of the harness. He's telling you he doesn't like it, and yes, you can say, well, he's a dog. He doesn't have that freedom. But in this case, he's a Great Dane. He's 2.5 years old, so he's not small. And I wouldn't be wearing a harness on him anyways, because it's just not the right walking tool for that breed of dog. I would, as I say, you can come under his chin, get a quick snap collar. If you want to walk him on a flat collar, that's fine. I don't recommend that either, but I would just get a slip. I have clip-on slip collars that are brilliant because you just come under their chin, clip, now you can put it on the leash, and away you go. He has no option. And then you can give him a cookie afterwards, if you like, or you can do it as you're doing it, so he starts to see you're fussing with him as a good thing. Right now, you're fussing with him is just causing arguments, and you're losing. He's arguing, and you're losing, and he knows it. So get rid of the harness and use a collar. Simple. Okay, how do you start? Okay, we did that one. Let me see here. I'll go back. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go back to where I was here. I missed a couple of early ones. I apologize for that. And so folks, if I miss your questions and I don't answer them, please, please, please send me a DM. And I'm going to start to do some lives walking on the trail, answering your questions. If I don't get to them here, I'll do them, and they'll just be in Instagram. I'm not doing Restream. They'll just come through Instagram, but they'll show up, in other words, because we'll repurpose them across. But send me a DM, because we had a little bit of technical difficulties here again this week. Okay. From somebody, Catalyst56, my 6-year-old cockapoo doesn't like to walk anymore. We used to meet people with dogs. He gets discouraged when he doesn't see them. Treats won't even work. I don't know what you mean by doesn't like to walk anymore. Or doesn't like to walk far anymore. Okay. When we used to meet people with dogs, he gets discouraged when he doesn't see them. I don't understand. I'm not quite sure what the question is there. But if he used to walk and now he's not walking, I would get him checked, because there could be a pinched nerve. There could be something else going on there. It's hard to say. I would get him checked. And the other thing you can do is use a squeaky toy. Find out what jacks him up. What's his happiest thing, and take that with you on the walk. And just ask. Maybe you're going too far. Like he doesn't want to walk far anymore. But how far is far? Set it by time, not distance. Maybe say we're going to walk for 10 minutes, or we're going to walk for 15 minutes, and we're going home. And depending on where you live right now, it's too hot. It's hard on their feet. It's hard on their respiratory system, and it's just overall not really much fun. So check that. Be aware of the weather. Get them checked if you think there's something that has changed dramatically, and also gauge what is far. I mean, maybe he's just decided that it was always too far, and now he doesn't want to do it anymore. And I'm not sure what you mean by treats won't even work. If he doesn't want to walk, he doesn't want to walk. Something else is going on. He's either lost trust in you, or he's not feeling well, or it's too hot. Any of the above. Okay, the fly black girl, let's go with that one. I have a reactive 2-year-old mini schnauzer who only seems to be reactive towards other dogs. Okay. Sorry, no disrespect intended there. Any recommendations? Yeah, don't let him do that. Like, what's happening when you're walking down the street? I just keep walking. Hey, no, let's go here. I don't stop and have a conversation with him, and I don't wait to see what he's going to do, because he's going to react. Then I give him a little reminder. First of all, make sure at 2 years old, he understands what leash manners are about. He understands where he's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be beside you? Does he know that? What kind of tools does he have on? Does he have a harness on, like we just talked about with the Great Dane, which lets him lean into that, just like the zip line, like it's fun. So you're going to pull, and he's going to lean, and it's just going to be your energy feeding his energy, and it's a shit show. So what you want to do is get a proper walking, get professional help if you need to. Go in and subscribe to my Your Dog Thinks video vault, so that you can see how dogs think when they're on leash, when it's taught properly, when they know how to release pressure, they know how to keep the tension loose on their neck, so that's up to their comfort, and they learn to focus on you. Right now, you're letting him focus on the other dog, and he said he seems to be reactive towards other dogs, so I'm not sure what that means. Is it aggressive? Is he trying to go to them to play because you've always let him meet other dogs? When he was a puppy, he got to meet every single dog, and now all of a sudden he doesn't. People, if you have a puppy and you're conditioning them, or you're getting them used to being out in the real world, do not let them meet every single dog or person that they see. Because at some point, you will meet a dog or person that you don't want to meet, and the dog will expect to meet them. Or you'll go somewhere that you've never been before, like a camping trip. I just came back from an RV trip, and Pippi got over that real quick, because she, with me, has never been allowed to meet other dogs or people, because I know what happens. So, if you let your dog meet everybody and every dog they see right now, and you go away on a camping trip, or you want to take an RV trip, you want to take the dog, they're going to expect to meet every dog they see. And what I learned in campgrounds was people are very respectful of boundaries. No one was letting their dog get in my dog's face. No one. Every single person asked permission or just waved as they walked by, because the signals are clear when you want the dog to meet, or when most of the dogs on that campground were pretty cool. They're walking, they look up, they go, oh yeah, whatever, and they just sniff and keep going, because the owners know They haven't been allowed to meet every single dog. So don't let your dog meet every dog or every person. So I'm curious to know, though, the fly black girl, what seems to be reactive means. Like I say, if it's play, then that's because possibly she expects to meet them because you've allowed it in the past. If it's aggression, it could be based in fear. So either way, get someone that knows what they're doing, or send me a video and I'll help you with that. If you send me a video, you want to go into my bio and book a session, a private session, I am happy to look at a video and give you some ideas. It's pretty hard to say here with just a question, but I'm happy to do that. I love to do that. And I have a ton of resources that I could probably set you up with that would help you go forward. But if you want a little more insight, then send me a video and let's book a session. Okay? All right. Next question. Miss Frankie 101. My English Bull Terrier barks when he's in the house with just me, but doesn't if my husband is here. So what he may be doing is, depending on how he views your status, he may be creating an alert bark for you, because he's afraid. He's letting you know that something's out there that's concerning him. And you could... So it depends on your status. I'm not sure. He doesn't bark when your husband's there because maybe he sees that the husband has got everything on. Your husband's got everything under control. And if he barks, if you say be quiet, then he may be thinking that you're joining in the barking. Maybe my dogs bark when someone's around or they hear something because I live in the country. So what you can do is when he barks, you can go and acknowledge that he's barking at something. I like to do that. I go, hey, okay, good, thanks. And then you just go away, hook him up, put him on a leash and get him to follow you around the house. Because if he's standing out vulnerable, he could be just trying to defend the territory and he's uncertain because the leader who he perceives, this is speculation now, but the perceived leader is not home. Therefore, it's his job to guard the pack. What you have to do is step into that leadership role. And you do that by acknowledging the bark. Thank you very much. Hook him on a leash, hook him to your waist, belt, whatever, and you walk around, and from there on he's tethered until everything sort of relaxes. Then you just drop the leash and let him drag it on the floor. If he barks again, you can repeat that. But he has to know that you've got his back. If you stand back and go, oh, it's all right, it's okay, don't bark, then that's weak energy. Or if you go, hey, be quiet, then you're joining in the conversation. You're trying to scare the bad thing away. So you have to acknowledge the bark, thanks for the job, and this is how I do it anyway. And then I eliminate the freedom to let him know, I've got this. You're attached to me. You're safe in my space. Now we're going to hang out together. I hope that helps. Okay. Jenny Lammy again here. I'm trying to help my friend with her reactive toy-size Aussie. She refuses to use a slip lead. So I suggested a clip harness. Oh, how do you handle stubborn clients? I love that question. Thank you. Yeah, you should come into our dog trainer training academy because we talk about that almost every other week. Sometimes you have to lay out the consequences of continuing. The stress on the dog on a front clip harness is immense. If she's not using a slip lead, you could try something else like a martingale. But you want to understand, try to get inside her rationale is why is it that she thinks that. One of the things that I like to do with clients who are afraid of the impact of a collar because they've heard e-collar, slip collar, pinch collar, you name it. There's all kinds of experts on the internet who have never used those tools but have lots to say about them. And the people like your friend are reading those comments and making decisions based on opinions from people who don't know what they're talking about. So here's how I like to counter that state of mind. I will do a demo. I demonstrate every tool I use on every dog. The owner must wear it first. And if you go into my video vault, you'll see that you can connect to that through my bio. You'll see how I do role play. I let the owner be the dog, and I teach them how I use the slip collar. and teach them, the timing, and I walk them through the rationale, why I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, and why. And then then we switch, and I become the dog, and I walk them through the proper timing. And pretty soon you've got them realizing that now they have to connect to the dog, because using a slip collar properly requires focus both ways. It's a connection. It's how to connect. It's in here, number 2, stay connected in the 10 ways to have a well-behaved dog without training your dog. When I was in the campground with Pippi, I had a 10-foot line on her. She hardly ever left my side. And yet we walked all over the campground with a slip collar on, because she knew where to be, what the best advantage for her was, and where that position was, which was beside me. I didn't have to yank and crank on it. So role play with her extensively, and don't get into an argument. Just say, look, we're going to role play this. And then the other thing I do that clients think is hilarious is what you see she's got on her. So I'll put the front clip harness on the client. Like, you can't put the dog harness on, but I wrap a leash around their waist, and then I'll either hook another leash up to the front, or I'll do just a rear clip harness, and I'll walk them and let them tell me, and then I'll compare that with the slip collar and let them tell me where they're getting the most information. And then we go with whatever they say. And then, I'll ask them, I want you to be like your dog in this demo. I don't care. I don't care if it's a bull mastiff. Be like your dog. And I'm going to show you how we're going to deal with this, and how the dog's thinking, and what the dog feels. And oftentimes that's a really effective way to do it. That's because you can't argue with them, honestly. And it's may be that she's not stubborn. She's just listened to all these opinions that don't matter. So do a role play with her and let me know. And click on the link in my bio and let's have a chat. Okay, another question here. Dog poops and pees, 7 months old. I need more information than that, because every dog poops and pees at 7 months old. If you're saying it's in the house, it means it's got too much freedom in the house. So here's how you do it. You take the dog outside for potty break, you take it for a walk, you do all your outside things. When it comes in, it is either in the crate or it is tethered to you and has no freedom in the house until it learns to go to the door. And you have to, if you're waiting for it to tell you to go to the door, you're doing it wrong. 90%, maybe not that high. Many pet owners, many puppy owners do it wrong. They assume, let's think about like a dog here for a minute. They assume that the dog comes into their house and they know it's in their house, therefore it must know to go outside to pee. No. The dog just thinks that's its world and you're in it. And when it's in it, and you're in the world with it, doesn't matter. We still go to the bathroom when we need to go to the bathroom. It's up to you, the human, to take the lead, to give that dog a pattern and develop a habit that says whenever we have to do that thing that you feel in your body that tells you something's going to happen, you have to go here. Then we go out the door, and we do that over and over and over again until you establish a pattern of behavior in the dog's brain that it automatically, like reflex, automatically. When you have to go to the bathroom, let's face it, people, use some common sense here. You go to the toilet. So we can do the same thing with the dog. You do it with your kids. When you're diaper training your kids. Eventually you take the diapers off and the kid gets really uncomfortable if he's wearing pants. You teach him, you put him on the thing. Oh, what a good little boy, girl, whatever, and take him off. And that's how you do it with a dog. Keep taking them outside. Outside. And if the dog doesn't get it, you've given him too much freedom in the house, in the crate, tethered to you, and then you can drop the drag line. But if you cannot supervise the dog, it needs to be in a crate. That's how you fix potty issues. Okay, more questions. Okay, folks, don't forget, type the word relevant if you're interested in the comments, and you'll get a link to 10 ways to have a well-behaved dog without actually training your dog. And if you're interested in the course from last week that we talked about with the awesome Tracy Franken on how to build a relationship with your dog, we talked about all these things, only we had Tracy here as an extra voice, and she sees things and portrays things a little differently. Everybody's different, and but it's all the same principles. Type relationship, and you'll get a link to her course. Okay, let me just continue on down here. I think I might have missed a couple. Here's one in there. Okay, yeah, I already got the 2-year-old mini schnauzer one. Okay, 2-year-old mini schnauzers reacted towards other dogs. On any suggestion? Slip leads, martingales, nothing seems to help. Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier, but I didn't have this extra information about slip leashes. It's nothing to do with the tools. It's about you and your relationship with the dog. If it's lunging and reacting on other dogs, it's because they're more interesting than you. And either that or he doesn't trust that you've got, that you're going to keep him safe. So once again, it goes right back to that relationship. And I would highly, highly recommend that you click on the either type relationship in the comments, and you'll get a link directly to the relationship remedy course that we presented last week, or go to the link in my bio and click on it and go right into that course and follow it. There's seven modules there, I believe, plus bonuses, and it will walk you through it. I could spend all day doing that. It's not about the tool. You are your dog's biggest training asset. And that's what this is. If you download, type relevant in the comments, and follow these steps every day, starting with a consistent, predictable daily routine, and not letting the dog meet anybody. And when you see another dog, it doesn't matter what tool you've got on, just keep walking. And as soon as the dog catches up to you, woo, what a good dog. You can tell the dog to look at you all you want. If it's like you're not that interesting, it's going to go after the dog anyways. So you keep walking, and when it catches up, good dog. I have a 90-pound Malinois that hardly ever gets to town, and he chases squirrels like crazy out here. But when I go to town, he sees a squirrel, he looks up, he hesitates, and I go, I don't think so. And I keep walking. He goes, okay, and he keeps walking. That's it. Don't allow it. Simple as that. But it has to be you, not the tool. It's you. Okay. Hope that helped. All right, 6-month-old Alicia B, Pity Mix, has been great with other dogs. Recently, he sits down and stares and waits for a reaction, and sometimes pulls them and barks. Not all dogs. Okay, same thing. He's 6 months old, so he's trying to figure it out. So here's the thing: if he sits down and stares and waits for a reaction, interrupt that. You need to be his focus. He needs to, and you don't interrupt it by going, "Hey, stop that." You interrupt and you go, "Hey, bud, let's go. Let's go, come on, good boy." You don't have to feed him, you don't have to do anything. You just have to make him feel safe. Because he's thinking, is this safe? Can I go over there and play with them? It shouldn't matter, safe or not safe. He needs to be focused on you. So sometimes he pulls them, and then what do? Oh, now you're hanging on, trying to keep him from pulling. No, take charge, step up, take the lead. When you see him sit down and stare, don't let that manifest in his brain. Don't let him park there. Don't let it he's thinking, he's processing, what should I do next? Or what's going to happen next? You need to let him know. When you sit down, I'm going to be right beside you, and I'm going to move you along. Instant, no argument there. That's it. And you can bribe him with food if you want, but you don't have to. You have a proper, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. You just get him moving. You keep moving and you move away. And if you want him to meet the dogs, that's different. But I wouldn't, at 6 months old, maybe, but I would just get them to walk beside you. Come on, let's walk together. And then the air sniff, and they can sniff each other's butts and so on. But don't let him sit there and process and decide what he's going to do next. It's up to you. You have to decide what happens next. That's your job. Okay, let me see here. I hope we're still, Vina, are we still on Facebook? Are we still streaming on Facebook? And hey, Kathy, good to see you. Yeah, thanks for checking in. Good to see you. Oh, good, I just came back and see you on the comments here. I'm not seeing anything across YouTube. I don't know what's going on there. It says this event has ended. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we're still on. We're still where it matters. Oh God, I tell you, it's a cockapoo. Got that one. Yeah, 3-year-old cocker spaniel. Yes, the same. Oh, yeah, the same person. Okay, cockers can do that too, actually, can't they? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if it's the same person, so I think this was you were guarding. You were saying what to do when he guards the same person, 3-year-old cocker. Okay, something's going on there. Is he guarding them? Who is it? Like, is it a kid? Is it an older person? Is it someone that's sick? Someone with special needs? There's an energy thing that may be happening there, and he may feel that's his job. So your job is to let them know, him or her, 3 years old, let her know that, no, we don't do that anymore. And just like I say, interrupt it. And cockers can be nippy, so you want to be careful. Teach them what you want them to do. You can have, I would have a drag line on a dog like that in the house. So when he starts to guard somebody, you can get a hold of that line and call him out, and then go between the two dogs to keep it friendly and keep it calm. That's how I would do that. Because 3 years old, he's an adult. It's not like he's developing bad habits. He's already got them. So, all right. So we've lost our connection on the other ones. sorry about that for the people that were on. Hello, Kathy, you're here, 5:45. So, yeah. Dog pulls when I walk and it hurts when she pulls. So don't let her pull. Like, don't let her pull. You know, I think you said, is this the pit bull? I'm not sure. But the thing is, yeah, sure it hurts. It hurts you, and then you don't want to walk her anymore. And if she's got a harness on, she's going to lean into the harness. Get some help. Hire a professional help. Hire a professional trainer to come to your house and teach you how to walk the dog properly. I have a signature approach to teach to walking dogs, which is called a choice loop. I teach that dog to keep a smile in that leash for their maximum benefit, and they get it, and it works when you work it. You have to have the right tools, but you also have to have the right energy and the right attitude. If you're walking afraid that the dog's going to pull you, she's going to pull you. So, and of course it hurts when she pulls. She could actually pull you over and cause some injury. So get help, because there's no need for a dog to be dragging a human around the street. That's not their job. All right, folks, we're coming up on 5 minutes here, so it looks like we're only on Instagram. If you've got, let me see here. Okay, so remember to type in the comments here. Hey, yeah, thank you. Oh, hey, Tracy. Oh my God, we're just talking about you in a good way. I thought I would work from inside the house today because the internet seems to be stronger. We're having a heck of a time here with the internet. So we are now live on Instagram, as we've always been, which is my favorite place. I'm going to give up on Restream, I think, because I can't handle technical difficulties. They make me insane. It cut me off, and I didn't know. And then I was on twice, and now it's showing here that I'm on. I'm still asking me to leave, but then it says it's ended. Me and technology, I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, so thanks for digging around, Tracy, to find us. And as I mentioned, for those of you that are still on, last week Tracy was our guest, and we talked about building a relationship with your dog. She has a fantastic course. Just type relationship in the comments, and you'll get a link right to it. And if you want to get started on ways to have a well-behaved dog without really training, type in relevant, and we'll send you that. You get a direct link to the PDF that we have for that. So yeah, we talked about the Bull Terrier, talked about that one. Yeah, the Aussie with the front harness. Okay, here we go. Yeah, slip leash. Okay, yeah, good. Well, you can teach that. It seems playful. Okay, and it could be. So just keep walking. Just keep walking, because what happens when the slip lead tightens? Then he goes, oh, this isn't comfortable anymore. And he catches up. Then he's a good dog. Remember, you don't get all upset about, you told you should have been here and all this and that. You told you bad dog. No, they're good dogs when they catch up, because they did the right thing for you and for them. So a good dog, and then you just keep walking. And pretty soon they'll recognize, if you stay consistent with that, they'll recognize, they see a dog, they're going to think about going, oh, that's not going to pay me anyways. I might as well just stay with the boss. That's what you want to do. Okay. All right. Oh dear. Okay. Let me see. So type your questions in. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, yeah, and keep me posted there. The fly girl. Keep me posted on how that goes. So for those of you that are still here, we will be back next week. Hey, Sarah, good to see you. Be sure to go into my bio and look at all the goodies we've got in there. If you're interested in building a relationship with your dog, please check out the Relationship Remedy course. The link's in my bio. You can click relationship or type relationship in the comments, and there's some other interesting downloads there for those of you that have got issues around leash walking and pulling, and want to send me some videos. Please send me a DM. If I didn't get to your question this week, it's because we had all these weird technical difficulties. I promise you I will have this worked out hopefully next week, but it's all about the connection and this weird stuff. So I'm not a technical person at all. Oh my God. But send me a video, send me a DM with a video, book a session, go into my bio, click on book a session, and we'll walk through that video. I'll analyze the video. I'll give you some tactics and tips on how to resolve the issue that you're dealing with. And we can do a follow-up call from that. And I also will send you some resources that will help you in between the initial call and the follow-up. You got to click on the link in the bio for that. And because there's only so much we can do here, I could sit here all night long and talk about different dog behavior problems and how we resolve them and different cool things. And Prince is looking for his Yeah, I can't even show you him now. We're just in a nightmare here. I will never be back in this room again. So next week we'll be here. We will be either at the lake, where I should be, or we will be where the signal's like unbelievable now. It's gone from no signal at the cottage to tons of like perfect internet, or I'll be back in my kennel house where everything just works better out there. And I'll figure out this restream thing, or I'm going to get rid of it. One or the other. I don't know. People are asking me, can you stream on Facebook? Can you stream on YouTube? Yes, but the technology is not on my side. So I will figure that out. So thanks for joining in, everybody. I don't think we've got any more questions here. Oh, you're welcome, Miss Frankie 101. I hope that helped. Yeah, I did that one. I did that one. Just double checking here to see, make sure there's no further questions. I really appreciate all of you joining in, taking the time, putting up with all of our technical challenges. Remember, type relevant in the comments and you'll get a link directly to the download, and type relationship if you want it, or go into my bio and click on the link to Tracy's program, because it's well worth the investment for sure. For sure. Excellent. Okay. Good. Okay, see a couple there have typed that in. Yep. Good, Vina. I hope you're tracking these relationship and relevant ones, because I'm hoping that they go and connect directly. One more. Jenny Lamb, I'm an office worker, but love to explore. Oh, dog trainer career. How much to expect salary-wise for new dog trainer? I'll tell you what, Jenny. Go into my bio. Click on the link there. Just click on the link to book a call, and we'll book a call, because right now, it's again with technology, my link to... not sure if that's working or not. Send me an email or send me a DM with your email address, and I'll set you up and we'll have a chat. How's that? That's the simplest way. You know, it used to be the old-fashioned way you put a letter in the mailbox, and then the old-fashioned way got to be, well, send me an email, because there's so many other of these things and I can't figure out the things. So I'll tell you what, Jenny, I was an office worker, and I was a hobby dog person, and I side hustled my dog business for about 6 months before I exceeded my office, my really high paying office job salary. And then I continued on for another 8 years because I wanted that cushy pension at the end, because I wasn't that sure, but I could have left a long time ago. And I highly recommend, in this world of COVID and pandemics and weird things happening all over the world, you need to do what feeds your soul. And dog training, the thing that is so enamoring about it for me is it's different every day, and the people and the dogs, everybody's different, and it's a great community. So please send me a DM with your email and I'll set you up and let's have a chat. I can talk to you all about that question in particular and much more. Okay. Yep. Relationship. Good. Okay. Cool. Pulled my walk. Yeah, I did that one. Oh yeah, okay. So Q5514 page. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but good. My mini schnauzer 1-year-old barks when guests arrive. I stand between them, but she doesn't stop barking. I have the guests ignore, but she doesn't stop. Okay. That's not uncommon. She's only a year old, so she may, but in the interim, you could teach her to go to a place. Like go into my YouTube channel, you'll see the 4 steps on teaching a dog to go to place. There's a bunch of videos in there. I would teach her to go to place. Give her a job. Mini schnauzers are guard dogs to start with. Teach her to go to place, and you've got to be adamant about that. And the best way to do it is with a remote training collar to make sure she stays there. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just get a professional. Go on, check my series out on my YouTube channel, or I have an online program if you want to go through that. We can work through. I can set you up on that online program. Just send me a DM, or bring a professional trainer into your house to get them to teach you how to do it. Because I have had standard schnauzers actually who were all over people that came in the house and taught them to go to place. The owners were almost ready to get rid of the dog actually, because he was 4. Like he was well on his way to having permanent bad habits. And they sent him here for boarding and training. I had him here for 3 weeks, and never a problem since. He's a good boy. The dog like that, working breed, they just want a job. So teach your dog to go to a designated place. An elevated bed is best because they can determine the boundaries, and then teach them to stay there. And the one way to teach them to stay there is to have a back tie, tie a short leash around a table leg or something that doesn't move, so she can't get off. She gets self-corrected if she tries to get off. Make sure she's wearing a slip lead, a slip collar, or have someone stand there to make sure you use spatial pressure to keep her on there, show her what she needs to do. But show her what she needs first by doing a lot of work on the place command. And that's in my YouTube channel. All right, another question here. My 3-year-old mini golden, when I correct him when we walk, he bites me. 3 years old. So I don't know what you mean by correct him. How do you correct him? Like, when are you trying to correct him? I'd fix that in a New York minute, honestly. First of all, what kind of tools are you using? Remember, you're the best tool. So your energy needs to be assertive and calm. And here's another thing. Dogs are predators. And predators seek straight on. They don't bite up the food chain. Dogs don't bite up the food chain. So what that means is he sees you as lower status. He bites you because he can, or he thinks he has to. I would suggest, because you might not like what I'm going to say here, I would suggest that you hire a professional to come and work with you one-on-one on your leash manners. I would, as far as walking tools, I'd make sure he had a slip lead or a choke collar on and a proper 6-foot leash. And I would teach him how to walk properly first. That in itself will give him so much to think about. He won't be thinking about biting you. But generally, that's a symptom of something else going on. So in the house and in your relationship is broken if he's biting you. So that needs to be fixed first. Type relationship in the comments and definitely sign on to Tracy Franken's course to start to build your relationship, because that's what it's about, is healing the relationship. And then by the end of that, if you haven't got a solution and the dog is still biting you, either reach out to me and we can work together online, virtually, not online, but virtually, because I'd live one-on-one with you, or hire a professional trainer to come to your place and work one-on-one with you. Group class isn't going to do it. You need personal counseling. I would go to my bio, click on the link, or just type relationship in the comments, and you'll get a direct link to Tracy's course. Okay, I have an 18-month-old cavoodle. He barks at people who are wanting to pet him. Oh, that's my favorite question. Not sure how to correct the behavior. Please advise. Here's how you correct the behavior. When people go to pet him, you step in front of the dog and block the person. Say, please don't pet my dog. He doesn't like to be petted. That's what he's telling you. Don't pet me. I don't like it. I don't like people reaching into my face, because that's what they're doing. And he hates it. And he's being polite. He's just telling them off. He's saying, please back off. I don't like this. So here's what I would do. You block him. You get him. Even if you have to move, you put him behind you and you say, no, please don't pet. He doesn't like to be petted. And then if you know the person, I would say, just wait. And I'm going to let the dog approach you when he's ready. And when I step back, if he doesn't want to approach you, please, it's all over. Just ignore him. If he approaches you, please let him sniff you. And then if you want to pet him, get down to his level. He's just a little guy. Because when you hover over him, you're threatening him in his mind. I speak for the dog. He feels threatened. It's up to you to advocate for your dog when people try to invade his personal space. And that's what petting is. Dogs aren't touchy-feely, especially to strangers. So if your job is to manage the people and get them to not pet him and let him approach them when he's ready and he tells you that he's willing. That's it. What breed do you recommend for a special needs toddler? It depends on how old the toddler is. Generally, I wouldn't get a dog until their toddler's not a toddler anymore. Get when they're older, when they're a little bit independent, because if you've got a toddler and you get another dog or a puppy, you've got 3 toddlers then, because a puppy's like having 2. So, and it depends on what the needs are, what special needs. Are they mobility needs? Are they emotional needs? Like what's the special part of that? I don't know. I need more information. If you want to reach out to me with a DM, I can deal with that. We can deal with that off site or privately, because there may be more information that I would need to know before I can answer that question, because that's personal. Before I can answer that question, because yeah, there's a million different breeds that would be suitable, but I need more information. Sorry about that. Okay, folks, we are 8 minutes over, and I so appreciate you sticking around. Hey, Margaret, good to see you. Oh, Jenny. So I'll tell you what, Jenny, if I haven't got your question, DM me your question and we'll get to it, and I'll do it either as a live on our trail or we'll set you up with a one-on-one. If you want a one-on-one, folks, yeah, I know, yeah, you love to, yeah, you're right, Tracy. Oh my God. If you really want more information and you want a one-on-one, specialty coaching directly with me, I would love that. Please go to my bio and click on the link and book an exploration call, and we'll take it from there. And there's a ton of free stuff in there you can download as well. And remember, if you want that really solid relationship with your pup and you want to get started, type relationship in the comments and we'll get you signed up to linked into Tracy's course right off the bat. And don't forget for the free book this week download. And it's just got a thing right on the back here, just this little table near the end of the booklet. Type relevant in the comments and you'll get the link to it, and you can put that right on your fridge. Have we done that today? Have we done that today? That's another little checklist. So thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks so much for your patience. Oh my gosh, I apologize for all the technical problems, but we will be back here next week in a much better position tech-wise. Thanks for joining in, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Bye now. Oops, here we go.